Hi, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. Have we traveled the world for past, present, and future stars? And we have a special guest tonight for a special announcement, Joe A. Freeman, who is the chief miss maker. And, with the Joe Freeman Institute, Foundation. But Joe, welcome into the show. How you doing?
It's good to be here, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Hey, look, today's a special day for me with the Jack Johnson exhibit. We have teamed up with Joe A. Freeman for Dr. Let's get it right. Dr. Joe Freeman. All the great work that he does to help the world with his worldview and his world work that he does through his foundation. And he has teamed up with the Jack Johnson exhibit and myself to bring forth something special. And that's what we're here tonight to talk about. Tell us a little bit about, tell us a little bit about you, Joel, and the foundation, Rosetta Stone, and all of that great work that you do.
Thank you, Aaron. It's a joy to be with you this evening, live on YouTube. And yes, I grew up in Alberta, Canada. And, I left home when I was 17, hitchhiked all around North America, long-haired hippie, dope smoking fool, and I had a real change in my life, and I became one of the first chaplains in the history of the NBA, the National Basketball Association, and worked for 20 seasons with the Washington Bullets, Wizards, and that's where my interest in black history emerged, because the players, their position in life attracts a lot of insincere people. And so they were looking at me like, I'm supposed to spill my guts to that guy? You got to be kidding me. And I was 25 at the time, looked 15, 16 years of age. And that's where my interest in black history emerged, because they started asking questions. I didn't have a clue. And so I began to study, and met Ivan Van Sertima, who wrote the book, They Came Before Columbus, and Egypt Revisited, and a bunch of other books. And that's where my interest began to build. And then I started developing a black history collection. And the Black History Collection is something that grew to over 3,000 pieces. The one piece in my collection is a disc, a 12-inch record from Jack Johnson, the boxer. And in fact,
I ended up that collection. Let me tell you, Joe, they're so excited what's going on, and we're doing it live here, and they done seen what we're going to be talking about. So they're all excited. They're talking loud, and we can hardly hear you, Joe. But everybody's excited. It's been one big party. So
that's great.
Go ahead, finish saying what you were saying, Joe.
So I ended up developing a booklet out of it. Here's the disc right here, and it was 20 days. 20 days after Jack Johnson won the fight of the century. He went to New York 20 days later, and that was July 24th, 1910. And he recorded. I'm sure he had a Berliner carbon microphone in front of him. He was in the Columbia Phonograph Company studios, and he began to share his thoughts and feelings about the fight of the century. Well, I was able to acquire this. It's the only one in the world where he talks about from the fifth to the 15th rounds. And so, of course, the 15th round is the most important round. And I was able to extract 13 audio segments from that record. And that's, when you study, like you have a wrench that he held in his hand. You have all kinds of stuff from Jack Johnson. There's something about the real, that connects you with a historical figure. And so what we did is we ran the record, we took it off of analog into digital, and then we used AI to strengthen bring down the hiss and the pop, and then we actually were able to resurrect some words that were unintelligible from 115 years ago. And now in this booklet, it's called Jack Johnson Speaks, and the subtitle is The Secret 1910 Recording Revealed, a master class on Jack's war strategy for the most historic fight of all time. And so what I have in here is a QR code where people can actually, and they have a secret password that they see here in the ticket, and they can actually hear Jack Johnson's voice. And that's the way I decided I was going to share it with the world.
Well, let me tell you, that historic fight that he's talking about, that was Jim Jeffries' fight that he's referring to. That was called the fight of the century. And, Jim Jeffries was had retired, and he was on a alfalfa farm, and they had to talk him out of retirement. They put some incentives in it, and those incentives that they put in it, he'll get paid every so much money for the certain things that he come down in weight. And so at the time period, they said to him coming down in weight and all that, he made it and the fight happened. From that great fight of the century with Jim Jeffries, a lot of other things arrived from that. When Jack Johnson was coming out of the ring, Barney Oldfield challenged him to a car race. So Jack Johnson was never short for a challenge. So he did. He accepted the challenge. They ended up racing in New York. So Jack Johnson was just a character within itself, Joe. And for you to take that audio track with AI and refurbish it up to its quality that it has now is just really, really something amazing in this time and era. It shows you the great work that you can do when you have certain tools at your fingertips. And you have done a magnificent job with all the stuff that you do around the world to preserve African American history. And Joe, I want to commend you for that great work, is because it's rightfully needed. History and culture of all our studies are best attracted, best qualified to reward a person's research, as it takes upon springs and motives that spell the destiny of the human being. And when you do these treasures, you, if they're buried or on the surface, if they're hidden, once you start searching those artifacts out like you do, things just come alive. You bring it to life. What we have done with Jack Johnson, when he fought Jim Jeffries, was 1910. For us to team up with the fine work that you do, things, and for the work that we do with the Jack Johnson exhibit, as we take it around the recreation centers, schools, Hall of Fames, meetings, and all of these type of things, to introduce a new generation about Jack Johnson, what he meant to culture, what he meant to society, things that he broke. He broke different barriers that people benefit right down today from the barriers that he tore down, Joe. And for you to put your time and effort in to find a fine audio track like that. And I have in my arsenal what you're talking about. You have the audio. I have the actual pictures of him talking. Yes, I have those pictures and all of that as he was talking into that. What's it called? A xylophone, is it?
What's that?
What's that? The big microphone where they recorded that
Yeah,
from.
I think that was the Berliner cartridge.
Yeah, that's what it was. So it's something unique and stuff for you to have that audio track, to have the pamphlets where people can run their phone over a cue card and that pops up. It's on the cutting edge of what you can do in this time, in this era. So let's dig right into it, Joe, so people have some type of uh, uh, insight of who you are. Let's get into about how we came up with the design of this great Jack Johnson championship belt. Oh boy, is it pretty! It's a jewel. It's second to none. Let's start it, and I'll let you start off, and then I'll fill in the blanks.
Well,
Well,
Aaron,
Aaron,
first of all, I
I
give
give
kudos
great
to
kudos
you.
to you.
You have
You
such
have such
experience, such
experience, such
knowledge,
knowledge,
wisdom,
wisdom,
and
and
I've
I've
never
never
interacted that much with
boxing
championship belts or
championship
anything
belts or
like
anything
that.
like that.
But
But I started.
I found a
I
company
found a
in
company in
Pakistan,
Pakistan,
as you know better than
as you know
others,
better than others.
high
Probably
percentage,
high
probably
percentage, probably
90% of all
90% of
boxing
all
equipment
boxing
is
equipment is there's
villages
whole
and towns
villages
that
and
are
towns that are
dedicated to
dedicated to
boxing
creating
equipment.
boxing equipment.
And so
And so
I hooked up
I
with
hooked up with a
some folks
some
there, and
folks there, and
I
I
designed this
designed
belt.
this belt.
I sent it
I
to
sent it
you,
to you,
and
and
you
you
said a
said a
little
little
bit
bit
of
of
this,
this, a
a
little bit of
little bit
that,
of
need a little
bling,
bit of
all
bling,
that kind of
all that
stuff.
kind of stuff.
And then
And then it's been a
I was
challenge.
telling you
I
over
was
the
telling you
phone
over the
earlier
phone
today,
earlier today
because
because the English language, trying to explain something
and then
and
explain
then
it again,
explain
and
again and
explain it
then
again,
explain
and
it again
explain it
and explain
again,
it again,
and
and
it
it
has
has
nothing to do
nothing
with
to do with
intelligence.
intelligence.
It's
It's very
smart,
smart,
but it's just
but
the
it's just the
language barrier.
language barrier.
And so
And so
I
I think
think I have
I
something
have
coming
something
to me that
coming to
was
me that was
shipped
shipped
today,
today,
and it should be
and should
arriving in
be
about
arriving
four
in
or
about
five
four or
days
five
from
days from
Pakistan,
Pakistan,
DHL.
DHL,
And I
and
can't
I can't
wait for you
wait
to
for you
see. I'm
to
going to take
see. I'm going to
pictures
take
of it.
pictures of it.
But the
But
belt you
the
have,
belt
do you
you
want to
have,
show
do
the
you want to
belt
show the
that you
belt?
have?
Absolutely. And without further ado, man, this is the new Jack Johnson exhibit belt that's going to be part of the Jack Johnson exhibit, and people are going to be able to um, take pictures and all of that in Atlantic City this weekend. We're going to have it with us so people can take a look at it. Boy, it's a fine piece of work for a championship belt. It has Jack Johnson right here. It's black quality leather. It's heavy gold. Got rubies in this one. And the other one that's coming is going to have the diamonds and all of that. But let me tell you, Joe, and we're going to be posting what this belt looks like now that we announced it. The design, when you open it up, when it came to you, we're going to put that up. The craftsmanship of stuff that you did. So yeah, we'll
Now
have it circulating.
explain. What we're going to
What we're
do
going to
with
do
this
with this is
we're going to
we're
create
going to
only
create only
700 of
700 of
these.
these.
And
And
each one is
each
going to
one is
be
going to be
numbered
numbered
and
and
signed,
signed,
and with a
and with a
certificate of
certificate of
authenticity.
authenticity.
And
And
then the
then
mold
the
is going to be
mold is going to be
destroyed after
destroyed after
700.
700.
So people
So
will
people
know
will
this is a
know this
special
is a
belt.
special belt.
And we're going to get
And we're going to
some,
get some,
you
you
can
can
talk
talk
about the
about the
heavyweights
heavyweights
that
that
will
will come
come on
on
board
board to
to verify
verify
that
that
this
this
is the
is
Jack
the Jack
Johnson
Johnson
heavyweight
heavyweight
championship
championship
legacy belt. That's
legacy
what we're
belt. That's what
calling
we're
it.
calling it.
And
And it'll
the
have
logo
the
on the
logo on the
back
back
of the
of the
belt,
belt,
and
and
just the
just the
craftsmanship.
craftsmanship. I'm telling you, I've seen
That was the
that
first
was the
sample
first
that you
sample
have
that you
there.
have there.
The second
The second
sample is going to
sample is
be
going to
like,
be like, it's like
this is
this is
A.
A.
Let's say this is
Let's say
B
this is B
plus. What you
plus. What
have,
you have,
it's going to be
it's going
A
to be
plus
A
plus
plus plus
plus,
plus.
triple A when you see
Yeah.
it. And
And
they're heavy. It's
heavy.
4 millimeters of brass.
Brass.
It's covered with gold, and then
And
we're
then
going to have
we're going to
some
have
beautiful
some beautiful
stones in it,
stones
and
and
it's
it's
just
just going to
going
be
to be stunning
stunning
when
when
people
people
see
see
it.
it.
But
But
what
what people
people
could
could do
do is
is
they
they
could
could
go
go
to
to
a
a
website
website
called
called jackjohnsonbelt.com. Three
jackjohnsonbelt.com. Three
words.
words.
Jack
Jack
Johnson
Johnson
Belt,
Belt, singular,
belt.com.
belt.com.
And
And basically, it's a donation
to the
to the
Freeman
foundation, the
Institute
Freeman Institute
Foundation.
Foundation.
And then
And then
the
the
belt
belt
is
is
like
like
an
an
incentive
incentive
gift.
gift.
And the
And the
foundations will be
foundations will be
using
using
100%
100%
of
of
the
the
money.
money.
None of it
None of
comes
it
to
comes to
me or
me or
anybody else.
anybody
It
else.
goes
It goes
straight to
straight
the
to the
project
project
where we're
where we're
transforming
transforming
the
the
ancient
ancient
artifact,
artifact,
the
the
Rosetta
Rosetta
Stone,
Stone,
into a
into a modern
modern metaphor
metaphor
for
for
problem
problem
solving and
solving and
critical
critical
thinking.
thinking.
And I believe
And I
this
believe
because
this
Jack
because
Johnson
Jack
was a
Johnson was a
problem
problem
solver.
solver.
If he were alive
If he were
today, I
alive
think he'd
today,
be
I think
right
he'd
in
be
the
right
front
in the
of the
front of the
line,
line,
excited about this
excited
particular
about this particular
project because of the
project because of the
international
international
scope of the
scope of the
project,
project.
building a
Building a
5,000 square
5,000
foot
square
traveling
foot
exhibit.
traveling
Will
exhibit.
travel
Will
all
travel
around
all
North
around North
America.
America.
Once the
Once the
template is done, we'll
template is
create
done,
two
we'll
more
create
for
two more for
China,
China,
one for
one for
Southeast Asia,
Southeast
one for
Asia, one
Europe.
for Europe.
At the end of
At the end
7
of 7
years of
years
going to
of going
science
to
centers and
science centers and
museums,
museums,
kind of like
kind of like
your exhibit on
your exhibit on
steroids,
steroids,
and it will
and then we'll
donate these
donate these
exhibits
exhibits
to different
to
parts of
different
the
parts of the
world
world
to help
to
with
help with
tourism and
tourism and
jobs, and
jobs,
then to
and then
raise
to
up
raise up
problem
problem
solvers in each
solvers in
region of the
each region of
world
the world
that will then
that will
use the
then use
seven
the seven
steps, the
steps, the
Rosetta
Rosetta
problem
problem
solving
solving
process,
process,
seven-step
7 step
process that I've
process that I've
developed,
developed.
and they're going
And
to
they're going to
identify the
identify
top
the top
25 problems
25
of that
problems
region
of
of the
that region of
world,
the world.
and then
And then
the
using the
seven-step
7 step
process will go
process
about
will go about
solving those
solving those
problems.
problems.
So it's
So
a
it's a
giant thing
giant
that,
thing
Jack,
Jack,
he
he was
was
in
in
Europe,
Europe,
he
he was
was
in
in
South
South
America,
America, Central
Central
America,
America,
Mexico
Mexico
City,
City, all over the
all
place,
over the place, Russia
and Canada.
Canada.
And
And
so
so
this
this
whole
whole international
international scope,
scope,
we're
we're
going
going
to
to
show
show
a
a
whole
whole
lot
lot
about
about
how
how
people
people
can
can
use
use
their
their
God-given
God-given
brains
brains
before,
before,
during,
during,
and
and
after
after
the
the
use of
use of
technology.
technology.
Yeah, well, we got people joining us on the chat room. Monty Morty, let me tell you, he says, I love to have that around my own waist. And then he wrote again, he says, I don't think Jack Johnson would have seen this as possible during his own lifetime. Wonderful
That's
decision
true.
to name it as such. Hey, let me tell you, brother, Jack Johnson was a character, and with him on it, as pretty as this leather is and this gold with them rubies, Jack Johnson would have been uh, in awe because he was a showman and he loved fancy cars,
Yes.
fancy clothing, and he was a ladies' man. So this was, as they call it in this day, he was a real macaroni, a macaroni to the bone, and he would have mapped this. I'm going to show it again. Boy, look at this here, boy. It's a jewel, and in Atlantic City, we will have this with us where people can see it, try it on, take pictures with it. I mean, it's something that people in this time and age just would love because the exhibit, the Jack Johnson exhibit attracts so many people, so many heavyweight champions, so many champions of yesteryear, this year, and everything. Love to take pictures with the exhibit. And with this Jack Johnson belt, the way this looked, the massive pictures of champions and contenders and people who love boxing, when they get their hands on this, we're going to create a frenzy on the internet. People going to love it. But let me tell you, Joe, it's going for a good cause. And as we say, wise men have the capability to change. Often only fool don't want to change when sense and logic is brought his way. So this crucial thinking project that we're trying to do, hey, it's going to help change lives for the good, number one. And number two, we know when you help people change their lives, God sits high and he looks low. He's for the downtrodden, the poor, the ones kicked to the side, the one that no one else wants. Stuff like this is what gives people hope. And we know Jack Johnson was that type of guy that gave people hope and inspiration just by him becoming the first African American heavyweight champion of the world, where it was a time of segregation, where boxing had a color line. Jack Johnson, not just did he win the heavyweight title, people said he tore the color line apart, and it made people with different shades of color. You know, the red, the white, the black, and the white, they're all precious in God's sight because God loves all the people of the world, and everybody felt love and respected when Jack Johnson did that. And it's over 100 and some years since he won the heavyweight title in 1908, and we're still loving him, all the great things he done. And we're here talking, and I'm going to thank you again, Joe, for teaming up with the Jack Johnson exhibit. We love that we have teamed up with you.
And one final thing, if I could say this, Aaron, we have still time?
Oh, we got plenty of time. We're talking about Jack Johnson. We can't take 2 hot seconds. It takes a good bit of time because he meant so much and he was around so long and he did so many great things.
One of the things that really motivated me is, and I know it
motivates you,
is that
is that the younger generation doesn't even know about Jack Johnson.
And
No.
I thought to have a belt, that a young kid, let's say 12, 16, 18 years of age, putting that belt on will now have a touchstone and something that will be something that they've never experienced before. When you've been around belts, all kinds of belts, this is a pretty belt. I mean, this is different. This belt has something about it, some magic about it. And then the older generation knows about Jack, but doesn't know that he was a spy, that he beat the Norwegian champion in wrestling. He became a bullfighter. He was he did all kinds of stuff. And so what I'm hoping this belt will do is that when people acquire the belt, they put it in their man cave, or whatever cave they want to put it in, and then they have people over for dinner. They say, take a look at this belt. And it will sponsor tens of thousands of educational conversations about Jack to the younger generation and the older generation. And that's what I'm hoping from this. And especially with your Jack Johnson exhibit. I think it's going to be something that is going to attract a lot of people. All generations are going to go crazy over this, and it just gives you that much more of a platform to share his story as you do so eloquently.
Well, let me tell you what, if the greatest of all times loved Jack Johnson, I'm talking about Muhammad Ali. You know, Muhammad Ali, at the peak of his career and all through his career, he loved Jack Johnson. He loved what he stood for. He loved the things that he accomplished. And when Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston to become the youngest heavyweight champion at the time, Muhammad Ali said that he used a punch up in Lewiston, Maine, when he fought Liston up in Lewiston, Maine. He used the anchor punch that Jack Johnson had developed. And it was Stephen Fletcher that told Ali about this anchor punch. And Ali said he mastered it because it came from Jack Johnson. But hey, look, that's what we're trying to do. And look, since we did the belt, let's see if we can pull up something else while we're talking that try to let these the young people listen, because if we don't, the young become the old.
That's right.
And we have to keep them engaged. Number one, with history. So history, the badness of history, don't repeat itself. And that the good things. Here we go.
Jack Johnson was one of America's icons, traveled all around the world. The first African American champ, first inventor, an icon, a movie star, a trailblazer. There's so many things that describe Jack Johnson to make him second to none in the history.
Fast cars and fast lanes.
Well, Joe,
Wow.
there you have it, bro. That's
the whole history right there.
Oh yeah. Well, we do when we do the presentations in theaters, and let me tell you something. As you talk about crossing ethnical lines and stuff, it's amazing thing. John Perry, who we have him like a mascot. He dresses up like Jack Johnson, shake people's hands like Jack. But when we go through the history with the video on stage and all of that, um, the young man, me and him that wrote this, he just happens to be white.
Wow.
And he's a rapper and he shaves his head bald. So you know how Jack Johnson wore the tuxedos and the bow ties and stuff? We closed the show with him. He comes out on stage, and let me tell you, Joe, when he comes out rapping this here, the fans, the audience, they just go, wow. They just go, wow. They can't believe that here's this white guy rapping like this about Jack Johnson. So Champ Placeman, he does a great job. And indeed, this belt to everything that we do with the Jack Johnson exhibit as we travel all around the world, Joel. It's just a great added piece to give some remembrance of a photographic moment for people to have an opportunity to have a piece of history in their homes. From Michael Spinks, Roberto Duran, Tim Witherspoon, Tony Tucker. The list is long. Tim Austin, Larry Donald. You name a lot of the champions in this era and the past era have been to the Jack Johnson exhibit, have taken pictures and with it, and so many fans, little kids, man. You'd be surprised that the young kids, once they hear and they start looking at the artifacts like the Atlantic City Police PAL, their mentoring program. They bring the people that they're mentoring all the time. Gail Jasper, who runs those programs for the Atlantic City Police PAL, the police, they always come and let the people that they're mentoring and stuff too. So it's a great piece, man. And like in Washington, D.C., the many recreation centers that we went to and bring the exhibit and held seminars, and all the kids that were playing in the rec areas, the basketball court, when they seen and heard that this exhibit, how all of them stopped playing basketball and came to listen to the exhibit, the seminar that we were putting on. And they had a lot of questions and things that they didn't know, they weren't familiar with. But at the end, all of them clapped and all of them said, thank you so much for bringing it here and stuff. So that's the kind of work we do. And that's the kind of work you do, Joe. And this here is definitely an added piece of everything that we're doing with this Jack Johnson exhibit.
That's great.
That's great. That is so good what you're doing.
Yeah. So Joe, in closing, I know it's getting late for you, Doc. In closing, what do you want to say?
Well, I just
want to encourage people to, first of all, get in touch with you. What's your website?
The website, jackjohnsonexhibit.com. They can go to that. You could see Facebook, all of that. We have it. In February 28th at the Fighters Heaven, up there with Mick Stefanik, who was the camp manager, and Mike Madden, who owns the place, who restored Muhammad Ali's camp. Wow. We do a Black History Month event up there with them. We teamed up there, and them, Muhammad Ali put this big piece of anthracite coal up there with Jack Johnson's name on it that he loved, along with other great champions surrounded the camp, like Jersey Joe Walcott, Sugar Ray Robinson, Kit Gavilan, Marciano, Joe Louis, Jack Dempsey, all of these names around there. So it's nothing but history. And what we do for Black History Month, we try to highlight those who had struggled in the past. Some we know, some we don't know, and some we praise that fell to the wayside, that may have not gotten recognized and that were overlooked in the struggle called life to lift mankind up to a bigger and better place for all of us to live around the world. A wise man told me one time, a time ago, Joe, he said, do you know if a man craps the wrong way on one side of the world, eventually it floats on the other side of the world? He said, but when people come together and watch how they crap on one side of the world. By the time that crap, because each other is taking care of the crap as it moves its way down under, it get cleaned up, and the foul odor is not that bad of a smell, and then it's all cleaned up. And that's the way we try to approach life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Well, I just
wanted to mention anyone watching right now. Also, go to
go
his
to his
website
website
and
and
check
check out
out
Jack Johnson Speak. I'm sorry, JackJohnsonBelt.com. JackJohnsonBelt.com. And then take a look at it. There's a little video there.
And
then you can check this out at JackJohnsonSpeaks.com. And it's a booklet that's all about Jack Johnson. I take the 13 comments that he made from that record, and I tell his story through the comments. So
thank you
so much, Aaron.
Thank you so much. And, it's been a party here today. Everybody loved about everybody. That's all the news, the commotion. We wanted to let you hear. Everybody was just overwhelmed, overjoyed at the belt. I send a picture.
I wish I could be
there at the
Well, you're here in spirit, because we got this fine piece of jewel, and where this is at, you're also at. That picture that I sent you, that's my mother, who's 98 years old. She took a picture with it, and in her era, she remembers Jack Johnson. In the town Franklinton, North Carolina, where he ended up dying. That's where my mother was raised, in Franklinton, North Carolina. Yeah. So it was something.
History runs deep.
Oh yeah, it goes a long way. But hey, look, we want to thank you again, Joe.
Thank you so much.
All you're doing. We'll show everybody one more last time before we go. One more time.
Now, Aaron, you've seen a lot of belts in your time. How does this rate with all the belts you've seen?
Well, hey, look, it's a fine piece of craftsmanship. I mean, it's up there with the best of them, the championship belts that the great heavyweight champions had, and my beloved friends from the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF, the WBO, those four major sanctioning bodies. When the presidents of those organizations see this belt, they're going to be overjoyed, and they will take a picture with it, because it's a dynamite fine belt. I mean, whoever sees it, they fall in love with it, and I'm happy for that. And we want to also thank tonight future father-in-law, Mr. Nick Harris. He's sitting right over.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah,
excellent job, man. Excellent job.
Yeah,
great talking to you in the car earlier.
Yes.
So he.
Can you put it back around again? I didn't get to see Nick.
All right.
It's me. I don't want to break his camera. Thank you.
Now I can put a face to the voice.
Job, man. Excellent job.
Yeah, and in case you want to know, Jersey Joe Walcott is his uncle.
Wow.
There's a lot of history right here.
Oh, yeah. And for those who don't know who Jersey Joe Walcott is, number 4 African-American heavyweight champion of the world. So, man, it's something special. Yeah.
Well, thank you
so much, Aaron.
What a treat.
Well, thank you. Now we gotta show everybody that's watching around the world tonight. We will have the pictures up on social media, so people can get a chance to look at it.
That is wonderful.
And we'll have it as we go to Atlantic City, to the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. We'll have the belt with us, and people will get to be able to take a look, take a picture with it, rub it, look at it, admire it, because boy, is it something to look at.
There's magic that comes with the rubbing of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but thank you, Joe. So, in closing, do you want to say anything else, Joe?
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored and really appreciate your kindness and your friendship. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
It means a lot to me, Dr. Joe Freeman, with the Freeman Institute Foundation and the Rosetta Stone, man. That man and Joe Freeman, man. Thank you so much. And fans,
Thank you.
we want to thank you for tuning in to the World Boxing Review for this special report of the Jack Johnson exhibit. The Jack Johnson Heavyweight Championship belt is on the scene and on the screen. We're bringing it right to you.
Everybody should have one.
Thank you for tuning in tonight for this special report. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame Trainer of Champions, and we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Boom.